Everyone, this is Poet Holiday with another video. Poet Holiday with two L's specifically. Anyways, this video will be about the topic will be challenge yourself. Yep. I know it's the most basic thing ever, but here, look, work with me. Wait. If you had seen one of my other videos, I think I had briefly talked about it, but November was my November Readathon, which entailed not me writing poetry every day. No. Because I was being realistic with myself. That's also what I want you to understand is you have to be realistic with your goals. And I know myself way more than anybody else knows me, because I know darn well, at least at this state in my life, I cannot do or obligate myself to do one poem a day. I didn't even write anything in like the first 3 days, I believe. But yeah, I just I'm not gonna do that to myself. And I wouldn't recommend you do that to yourself, being unrealistic. Now, if you know that you're a person who can do something, obligate yourself to do some kind of writing every single day, whether it's like poetry or writing a novel, a novella. Hold on. I'm thinking a short story. What else? Whatever else. Or drawing every single day. Like, that's how I knew I wasn't going to be able to do the daily, not crocheting. But I was crocheting earlier today. But, the daily poetry writing is because, like, when I was younger, I used to do attempt to do the 30 days drawing challenge, and that never worked for me. I would start off strong and then it just plummet after that. Look, hear me out. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. It's not it for me. I personally can't achieve that goal. Maybe if I tried hard enough, you're not fast enough. Let me stop. But anyways, now this video is just talking about you should just challenge yourself. I think I had talked about the time where I had did a 7-day challenge of trying to just be more productive, and that was with my best friend. And I definitely recommend, if you're gonna do a challenge, if you can do it with another person, whether like at least do like the same time span or whatever, and you can do, one person is trying to work out more or consistently or whatever, and the other person is trying to get back into crocheting, drawing, whatever. It doesn't matter, as long as y'all are doing something and you have a goal to achieve, and then you can, discuss it like during, after, whatever, so that you have somebody to basically hold you um man, I swear it feels like I'm getting dumber and dumber every day. Is it hold you accountable for what you're trying to accomplish and things like that. So that really was good for me, especially with this November Readathon. Even though she kind of like dribbled off, she's also doing something. Like, mind you, I literally have nothing else to do in my day, but do this. She's taking a course that's gonna help her get a job and things like that. So look, and then I think at the time she was also doing like her driving tests and stuff. Yeah, look, people are at different spots in their lives. So, but it was still fun to get into interacting with her and being like, hey. Yeah, I barely wrote anything today. And she was like, yeah, I couldn't do it today. And it's nice to just chat it up, communicate with another human being and talking about either how well you're doing or how bad you're doing, or it's in the middle. You're like, I wrote something, but like it's not the best. I wouldn't say I would present this to anybody else, but it was something. And that's also to put it into account of not every poem has to be a masterpiece. Like, really, like, do we think every last artist out there has posted or put their every single work that they've had in a museum? Like, like, no, that I assume that only happens post death. When we're still alive here, so we ain't doing that right now. Not anytime soon. But anyways, I don't even know how long this video will be, but I guess let's get into the video. Oh, let me tell you about my guidelines. Basically, it was more or less of just saying that well, this was actually inspired by I think it was the well, my best friend, she was doing something of November and she was preparing for that. She wanted to write her a novel and things like that. So she brainstormed that. That was her prep. Um, and it was, I think, pro writing aid. That's what she was following. And then I was like, it was like sitting at the back of my head, and I was like, you know what? Let me find something that's for poetry. So I looked up something. The website is Medium or something. Ugh, I'm gonna have to put that in the description, aren't I? Let me write this down. Actually, oops. Hold on. I have my whiteboard out. You don't, if you don't know, the medium, um, writing month. I think it's called writing month or something like that. I'm not 1000% sure, but basically you pick if you're doing a novella, short story, a regular 50,000 word novel, what else? Poetry, blogging. And so my thing specifically was a little bit of the blogging. I didn't have like a blog channel or anything, or blog site. I was uploading my poems that I had finished onto Wattpad. So that was kind of my blogging. So whenever I had written something, I went ahead, typed it up, and uploaded it. Now, we're not going to talk about the last poem. I have yet to type it out and upload it. It's going to be late. Sorry, not sorry. Oh, yeah, and talking about that. I think I'm gonna try and do 2 videos a month for this, because 3 is just a little bit too much for me at this time. I think that's just too much. And when I put too much pressure on myself, you know what happens? No upload. So easier is better. Consistency is better. So that's what we're gonna try and attempt to do. We will do, okay? I'm speaking into existence. But what else was I talking about? But yeah, those are the guidelines for the most part. I was writing as much poetry as I possibly could. I was not pressuring myself to write every single day, because that would just ruin the joy, the fun of it, because it's actually fun to challenge yourself. You have to know how to challenge yourself and what you find fun about that, and make it fun if it's not fun. So that's my whole thought process, if you will. And I guess I can show y'all here of like what I had, but hold on. Let me pull up my camera. Hold on. Oh, right. Anyways, camera. Here we go. Oh, can you? Yeah. Anywho's, this is what I kind of like kept track of it. So I started November 3rd, and then honestly, I was writing like consistently every single day up until, up until the 12th, and then I think I skipped like 2 days, and then 15, and then it was a few days after that, and because something happened, and I wrote something about that, and then of course another thing happened. I wrote after that. November 20th was like the last day I wrote poems, but this was fun for me. I was like, I had seen this for. I think somebody was doing something similar to this. I don't remember the specifics, but I was like, this is a good motivator for me to do something because, like, I like doodles and stuff like that. So, each drawing symbolizes what the poem entailed. Uh, oh yeah, because I did like 2 poems in one day actually. Wait, no. I don't think this was the one. This one I accidentally did something the same as that. But hold on. There's something that I wrote down for 2 in one day. Maybe that one is that. I don't know. But I think. But one of them I wrote 2 poems in one day. And I was like, wow, look at me. Did it stroke my ego a little bit too much? Maybe. But that's neither here nor there. Let's go back. There we go. Hold on. Let's rotate you back. Now, I guess we can move on to the actual poetry. Now, usually I do show y'all my poems on my phone or whatever, but I didn't want to today. If you want to see them, you can look on my Wattpad. Poet Holiday. With 2 L's, of course. But, yeah, I'm personally going to be looking at them on my document on Google Docs, but I just want to see it from my laptop. Sue me! So soon, looking so pretty tonight. Anyways, let me stop. Applaud, I can only applaud. Anyways, I sung that song specifically because the first poem is called Applaud. Let me blow my nose, drink a little bit of water real quick, and then I'll get to it. Stay hydrated, you guys. Especially during like this cold season, because Georgia don't know what I want to do. Now it's been like pretty much consistently cold, but okay, train. Cool. Interrupt me. I wasn't saying anything important. But yeah, it's honestly been consistently cold. Shiver me timbers. Wearing socks in the house. Yeah. Not socks to bed, because that's villainous work. I'm not going to hold you. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Applaud. Blackness used like a tool, a mask you get to decide to equip, then toss away as you please. Wig snatched, lips subtracted, accent annulled. You can't step off the stage now. You're here to entertain. You risked your life for this ass, so go on and shake. Go on now, till our plates are empty, stomach full. What? What's the matter? Is everything getting too real? You tired? Well, that's funny. We never had the luxury to exit stage left, disrobe, and treat it like our skin was something to kill for. Anyways, if you couldn't grasp, let me stop. I'm not throwing any shade or anything. I'm just saying, if you couldn't grasp, this poem is about, I don't know what I was watching. You know what? I was watching something along the lines on YouTube at the time about how certain celebrities had gained fame, and traction and relevancy. Maybe the same things, but anyways, they gained that relevancy by parading as a black woman or racially ambiguous, basically darkening their skin complexion, maybe the Kylie Jenner lips, the quote unquote overlining the lips. We know you had a little bit of filler. Now, am I judging? No. But be so for real. You had people out here putting their lips in bottles and messing up what it was a whole thing. It was a whole movement. Not movement. It was a whole era. Maybe a time. A time. Okay. Um and selling her lip liners and things like that. Being like, oh, just all over like, no. No. Wait. My mama don't like you when she likes everyone. That was the song that was playing in my head. I'm stuck in your head. I'm back from the dead. Got you running scared. I'm fearless. No, that song from that movie, Girl vs. Monster. Love that for me. But anyways, back on track. But yeah, even Ariana Grande, just the tan, just everything. And then you know that whole time where everybody wanted to have a BBL going under the life under the knife. For what? And then now everybody else is well, not now, but earlier this year / last year, a lot of people were getting their getting the reverse BBL, basically getting rid of the ass. That's why I said in there, you risked your life for this ass, so go on and shake, shake, shake. And specifically, I use that phrase because Taylor Swift at some point had that song "Shake It Off," and it had a lot of like movement, like twerking or whatever. Some other stuff that was from like the black community, but used to gain more traction in a sense. Like basically everybody, yeah, and they mama wanted to parade as black. I'm saying like blackness is great and all, but like dang, vultures. I say vultures. Such a vulture. But anyways, I don't necessarily like the last line, and well, these are the last two lines. And treat it like our skin was something to kill for. I don't know. It is what it is. I can't think of fixing it for myself, but if you have any recommendations, please add it to the comment section. And then if you want to continue to discuss this topic, definitely go into the comments. Love that for me. Love that for you. Love that for us. Okay. Now Stray. Let me find that. That's the next poem. I think I like this poem, but I haven't read it in a good little minute. I'm not gonna hold you. Okay. Stray. Invited. Cornered like a dog in training. You lied. But how could I think? You were always that way. You want to own me so bad. Run your fingers down my spine. Experiment as you please. No, I said. Come again. You said. Gasp. They said. I always repeat, jumping for treats. I said. No. You said. Gasp. They said. Don't talk back. Bad dog. No treats for you. If you don't like it, leave. Why would I want a leash task to bleed me so dry till there's nothing left but a corpse? Would you like that? To drag me, a rotting corpse down the street? Is that what you think of me? Obedient, broken, evasive, docile, incomplete, elastic, naive, the tortured poet? If I'm such a mistake, why do you always beg for me to stay? Anyways, and then it rounds back to the title, Stray. Let me stop. But no, I actually really love this poem. It was actually inspired by one of my dreams that I had about my family. Of course, inspiration always right. Even while I'm sleeping. Okay, hear me out. Hand me the mic. Let me stop. Drop the mic. I just go slow. Okay, let me stop. What was I saying? But yeah, it was inspired by a dream that I had about my family members and basically inviting me someplace, and then like them basically using that as an opportunity to go ham on me for some reason. It's like I'm pulling from life. I am. But I'm glad for the inspiration though. But the feeling of betrayal, and then like, of course. Um, but yeah, let me go through each stanza. Invited, of course. Cornered like a dog in training. You lied, but how could I thank? Basically, I have thank there because like it was trying to say like how could I thank you in a sense, but also say how could I think you were how could I think otherwise, basically. You were always that way. Going on to the next line. But yeah, I wanted to, because like some people, um, they'll pronounce think as thank. Not some people, but thank, I think. Yeah, some people pronounce it as that. Not me having to like really like think about it, but yeah, some people say like instead of I think da 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 da. But yeah, that's what I was trying to do with that. I don't know if I ate, but maybe there was crumbs left over. My bad. My bad. Okay. You want to own me so bad. Run your fingers down my spine. Experiment as you please. Basically saying like you want me so bad to control me specifically. Do as you please with me, and me not say a thing. Me just be happy in a sense. The whole uh uh dog analogy. But and then the next thing, no, I said. Come again, you said. Gasp, they said. Basically saying like hello. like you're talking back. In a sense, I always repeat, jumping for treats. Yeah, I always do what you please, and being happy about it, eating the treats, because you're holding this treat in order for me to continue to do what you want me to do. There's always, essentially my thought process of like there's always something. I don't just get this without you wanting something in return, tenfold in a sense. Okay. um I said, emphasizing I said, no, you said, gasp, they said, don't talk back, bad dog, no treats for you. Essentially being, you're bad, no treats for you, you don't deserve to get da 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 da. If you don't like it, leave. And that was me in a sense, not what am I saying, me in a sense. That was me basically saying uh me trying to show that it's not either, I'm not necessarily the one saying this, and also they're not necessarily the one saying this. It could go for either party. Basically, I can say, if you don't like it, leave. They could also be saying, if you don't like it, leave. Why would I want a leash tasked to bleed me so dry till there's nothing left but a corpse? Me saying, look, you're draining everything from me. Why would I want to continue to live that way? And go around y'all for this. Would you like that? To drag me, a rotting corpse, down the street? Is that what you think of me? Basically, the whole, not basically, but when you walk a dog, and then instead of you, you drain the dog so much, you're actually just dragging a corpse, or you're going so fast that even the dog can't catch up, and you're just dragging them along. But specifically in this case, a running corpse down the street. Is that what you think of me? Obedient, and then going through each letter of the word obedient, is there. So obedient is for O, broken, B, evasive, docile, incomplete, elastic, naive, the tortured poet. I like that term. Well, not the term. The phrase, the tortured poet. Because in a way I do be feeling like that sometimes. Because I'm like, dang, do I really have to feel pain or go through strife in order to write something nice? Let me stop. In order to write something, write poetry, because I kind of had that little discussion with my cousin about that. But I'm gonna try and make it I'm gonna try at some point to try and make a poem that's not just have like a background in sadness or anger or anything like that. Just a pure happy poem. You know, need a little bit of that in my life. But anyways, the tortured poet. If I'm such a mistake, why do you always beg for me to stay? Basically saying, if I'm so bad, if I'm such a stray dog, if I'm so rabid, let me stop. Why do you always want me to keep coming around? Why do you always call me, text me, trying to hear everything, what's going on in my life? Mind your business. Think about you. Think about you. Well, you always do anyways. So, anyways. But yeah, that's what that one is. I wanted to break that down. And then I think I might break down impermanence as well. But anyways. Impermanence, actually love this one because it's inspired by the movie Tron Ares. I had watched it, went to go watch it with my brother and my mom because my mom wanted to go and watch that on her birthday. Honestly, there hasn't been any good movies coming up. Really, like, I'm grasping for straws here. No, because why? Because that's what me and my dad were talking about. Like, there isn't any like good movies coming out, so for Christmas we're probably just gonna um get food and eat it at one of my great aunt's house. So that's probably the plan. But anyways, what was I saying? But yeah, no good movies coming out, but this one is specifically inspired by Tron Ares. Okay, hear me out. If you like Tron, I'm sorry. I just don't necessarily like sci-fi. So, like, I was here for the action, but of course they made a love story out of something. They always do, but I can't even say too much because literally my webcomic ends with, like, a happy ending. But it's gonna be, you know, I can't even say anything to validate that. So, hear me out. Hear me out. I'm sorry. Roxy, I'm sorry. You spinning around and round and round in my head. Okay, let me stop. Let me get actually to the content of this. Okay, impermanence. What we make is flawed. What we believe is flawed. What we see is flawed. We are all flawed. We strive for perfection, obsessing over every misdeed. The biggest flaw is believing that AI will be perfect, permanent. All things created die. We crave to be smarter, to be stronger. We crave immortality. Imperfection is in our DNA. What we see, what we hear, what we fear. What we see is not permanent. What we make is not permanent. So why do we expect AI to be permanent, unbiased, evil? AI is a reflection of us at our best. We created impermanence that wants to be imperfect. But anyways, let me go into this. The first stanza, you know, just relating that, okay, we are flawed. At the end of the day, what we make is, of course, going to be flawed. We are flawed beings. Why do we think we're going to create something that will not be flawed? But yeah, even what we see is flawed. Because what we see isn't necessarily what it is. We strive for perfection, obsessing over everyone's deed. That's what we do as humans, for some odd reason. But, you know, basically, when you read this, yeah, think of that movie in your head. It's giving. Honestly, every AI or sci-fi movie that has like androids, whatever, blah blah. Even Megan. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The biggest flaw. Oh, and Detroit Become Human. Even though that's not a movie, that's a game, and I watched the gameplay. It was so good. Love that. Chef's kiss. The biggest flaw is believing that AI will be perfect, permanent. Okay, because at the end of the day, AI is what you make it, and if you yourself is not like A1 perfect, permanent, how do you expect that? How do you expect what you create to be that too? Like, come on now. All things created die. We crave to be smarter, to be stronger. We crave immortality. And of course, I not highlighted, underlined, I am an immortality. Because we're just mortals. Why are we always trying to strive for immortality? That's also with like, zombies, immortality in a sense, even though they are dead and ooh, grotesque looking, to say the least. Barely flesh and bone, craving flesh and bone. The brain, but flesh and bone. But and then also the vampire thing, like everybody wanted to be a vampire. Because when you really think about it, immortality, who really wants to be here, like watching and seeing everyone die around them? That's always what I think about. Don't get me wrong, like I am one of those people who watch Vampire Diaries and be like, yep, turn me. Let's live together forever and ever and never. Let me stop. But yeah, that's fictional. That's fictional. That's fictional. No, because this mindset recently brought up, especially because I tried to watch. I only watched the first episode. The first episode of Free Run. Because it wasn't like my vibe. Because literally, I was in tears back to back to back. Because it just shows you like she's an elf, and this is an anime. Free Run. If you don't know. But she's an elf and she's essentially watching her friends die, age. Well, she didn't necessarily watch them because she went on an adventure. Because after they had defeated the whatever, the evil the evil doer, incorporated. Anyways, let me stop. But yeah, after they defeated the villain or whatever, they have a little celebration. They're like, oh, Freeman, like, hey yo, like, what if we meet back up here again and see this? Because this thing happens every 50 years. And the other people, they're like, sure. Like, at the end of the day, they're going to be old. Like, they're going to be on their last leg at this point. But, so she goes on her adventures and learning different spells and things like that. So, and then she comes back and she's seeing like the effects of like, she really should have like stayed in because human lives and elven lives are completely different. So, long story short, you're basically, you are seeing the people around you who you love, care about, even the people you hate, die. And then you have to live that over and over again. Because there will be people who, they have kids, and then you'll see them grow up, die. Even if you move to another place, you'll see these people, you'll have fun with them, and then they'll die, and then they'll have children, and then, it's just a cycle, a vicious cycle. So we crave immortality. Why? I don't know. Yes, because like I understand the thought process of like wanting to always survive, never to be hurt, to live because we fear death and the unknown. But at the same time, it's just like sometimes it's our time to go. It's our time to go. Imperfection is in our DNA. What we see, what we hear, what we fear. Like I was saying, what we see is not permanent based on what's going on. So why do we expect AI to be permanent, unbiased? Because we are inherently biased creatures. Come on. We are all biased to what we experienced. So yeah. Evil. I put evil there because a lot of people view AI as being evil. I'm not saying I view AI as being evil, but I don't see AI being. I don't know. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to say I don't see AI as being innocent, but also I don't believe it to be inherently evil. It's what we made it to be. I'm using that loosely. The people who made it to be, okay? I wasn't in the in the process of creating. Okay, I had no parts of this. But do we nowadays implement a little bit of AI in our everyday? Yes, we do. We do. And we need to stop thinking that we don't. Anyways, AI is a reflection of us at our best. Okay, at our best. So if anything happens, that was us at our best. Us, using it loosely again, because I was the one who was doing whatever, doing the programming. We created impermanence that wants to be imperfect. And that goes with every storyline, because Megan, she wanted to be human in a sense. What else? In Detroit Become Human, all the androids wanted to be human. Well, treated like a human being or treated like something. You know what I mean? And in Tron Ares, that android AI whatever wanted to be viewed as human or imperfect. So that was a long story short, but Roxy, I'm sorry. Let me stop. Next is Lifeless. What is this? Oh, I know what it is. This was like during my slope of like, I felt like doing absolutely nothing. I was just in my down in the dumps. I can't even say like there's a season for me to feel like this. I don't know. I just feel like everything was monotonous. I needed a job, money, all that. So I just couldn't get out of my bed, and I stayed in my bed for honestly a few days. And I don't even know if I was on my period during that time either. Maybe it was a little bit before. Maybe I don't know. I don't remember specifically. Okay. Lifeless, drained, body limp, stomach empty, howling heard in the dead of night, evening, and when the sun rise. Eyes glazed, entranced, smile hollow, thoughts darken, opening the gate to nothingness. Time persists, endless tasks to finish as your body resists. The tick tock blaring. What's the point in stopping the noise? Till one day, silence pierced. Only the dead have the luxury to embody silence. And that was just me. I think I was getting out of my slump, but basically, only the dead have the luxury to embody silence and to embody this limpness and not doing anything. So I just needed to get out of my my funk. And as you can hear, I finally did, and that was also why I didn't upload that much in November. Hear me out. I'll try my best to do 2 a month. This is like usually an hour long or so give me a little bit of grace. And then this was the last poem that I made. Actually, the one that I was telling you about that I didn't type out. Yeah. Yeah. Me. Me with a PS5. When you're done. Okay, let me go. Oh, found it. Okay, I actually do not have a title for this poem. So, you let me know what you think the title would be. Right now, we have it placed down as amusement, but I don't think it fits. I just have it here as it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, and if I stumble on this, I told you in the other one, like I barely can read my writing sometimes because I'm just really just writing it out to write it out. Am I writing it out to read later? Yes, no, maybe. I don't know. Um, your intentions don't matter. It's the impact that does. The world doesn't revolve around you. With all the years you've been on this earth, why can't you wrap your head around how awful you are? Inconsiderate, socially stunted, intellect be damned. How can you prance around like you own the place? Like your shit don't stink? Like you've done nothing wrong? Like you've done no wrong? Don't you remember how powerless you felt at our age? Like nothing you said mattered, like your existence meant nothing? How many times do I have to show you how you make me feel? How I've started to feel about you? Your words pierce so deep, hitting my spleen, I'm limp. But you still continue to pierce. They say, sticks and stones may break my bones, your words can't hurt me. But I think they're wrong. They hurt more than a belt, a switch, a busted lip, because all those wounds can heal. Your words cut so deep that they chant as I sleep, yell in the mirror, hum as I breathe. Your words have always hurt me. Sorry can't stop the chants, the yelling, the humming, the way you made me feel. You've hurt me so much that I can't even remember the last time you made me smile. You've lost the privilege of being a part of my life. Sorry won't be a weapon you can use in this fight. So go on and take a hike. Maybe then someone can take pity and amuse you again. But yep, that, of course, family. When is it ever not family? We are family. But yeah, yep. I think it speaks for itself. And that was like the phrase that was constantly like blaring in my mind. Like, your intentions don't matter, it's the impact that does. I don't care what my family says. Like, each family member says like, oh yeah, they have love for you. Okay, and what that mean to me? What does that mean to me? Because at the end of the day, like, okay, like these animes, right? If one of the it's always one of the side characters, and they meant to help them or whatever, but they're still getting in the main character's way. Like, no. Ooh, I forget, like, what anime was this? Hold on, I might have to look it up in my list of animes that I've watched. But no, it agitated me to my core. It was basically it's the anime where the guy, his granddad recently passed away. He's big boned it. Let me stop. He has more weight than everybody else. Okay, put it plainly. And his family and everybody at school just rags on him day in, day out. He getting beat at this point. He got his routine beatings too, to a T, and he saves this one girl. Blah blah blah. Long story short, he is able to switch in between the regular world and this other world, and so he gets strong. he get lean. Okay, he got his workout ready. Let me stop. He don't work out really. Actually, he did like one thing, and that's how he got fit. His stats went from 0 to, I don't remember what, because it was a while ago since I watched this. But long story short, he get fit. And then the girl that he had saved from this other thing, while he was heavier in weight, she recognizes him, gets him to go to her school that her daddy owns. Let me stop. But her dad owns, I think he owns it. Well, he's the headmaster or something like that with it. So she somehow finds this other world. He shows her a little bit. He's like, hey, don't go past this gate. Okay, these are the last few episodes. I'm sorry, I am spoiling it. Oh. But anyways, I'm not spoiling like too much, but I am spoiling it. So sorry. But anyways, she comes back at some point because he didn't answer the door or whatever, even though he told her, hey, like, I forgot about the whole like studying thing together. We can't do that. And so she goes by his house. The door's cracked. She's like, I shouldn't go in. She goes in anyways. And then like she goes past the gate. The gate open. She goes past the gate. Old dude is fighting with somebody else. She doesn't turn tail and run. She continues to stay there. Like, imagine she had gotten killed. What is she supposed to tell her father? What is she supposed to tell everybody? What is she supposed to do after that? Huh? It doesn't matter that you were afraid for his life. You want him to be, bro. Clearly, he is capable of doing whatever he needs to do. Okay, mind your business. Okay, he let you into this world. Not too much now, girl. Know your place. No, because the anime characters that be saying know your place. Nah, this one he should have said know your place, but then he accepted her and blah, blah, blah. And they went kumbaya ever after. No, I hated that part because it was just like, how? What? Your intentions doesn't matter. You literally, if anything had happened, he would have had to, and not just focus on trying to subdue the villain, but also keep your behind safe. He got 2 tasks to complete. 3. Survive. Your intentions don't matter. The impact. It's the impact that does. Yeah. Anyways, I went on a tangent about that. Sorry, not sorry. First off, let me actually find this anime real quick. Hold on. Okay, I spent so much time trying to find it. Can't find it for the life of me. So sorry, not sorry. If you know what I mean, please put it in the comments. I tried to find it real bad. It took me a while, and I still couldn't find it. My bad. Anyways, okay, and I don't really have a hobby segment or whatever. For today, okay, 10-minute free write prompt. Instead of that, I ask that you try to write as much as you can in a month or in a week. Build consistency. It's even better if you challenge yourself with a friend. Like I said, highly recommend. And let's go with a little life update. Like I said, I was mucking around in my room, laying down. I've gotten the pep back in my step, playing Palia, the Winter Lights update or whatever. Now I have to strenuously try and get that long-nosed unicorn fish. Anyways, but it's fun. It's fun. I'm getting my love back for Palia again. Was it because of the snowman plushie? Maybe, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, I'm watching Twitch streamers again. Yesterday I watched Shelby, her stream of Palia. Highly recommend. Continuing brainstorming my webcomic. Actually, let me show you a little something. Okay, this is my little Reaper. Look at him. Or her, whatever. But yeah, I did this little coloring thing. Let me show you actually the description that I had made with my... Okay, when I say I made it with her, I was trying to tell her about, my character, and then I was typing it out. So, in a sense, she helped. But, the Reaper. They are harmless unless it's your time to die. They're actually short, but are sighted from a distance, giving the illusion of height. They wield illusion magic. They are just walking special effects. Too timid to fight, so they use their illusion magic to run away. The only race that believes that, or deems that Reapers are a threat are, of course, humans. Love that for me. Oh, that at the bottom right there, 6 blueberry jams and oh wait, I gotta go get my blueberry jams from their thing. But anyways, and the unicorn fish. That's paleo. Yep. What else? Crocheting, Christmas gifts, crocheting, for fun, cause I don't remember if I had told y'all about that whole thing about Okay, well, I'm so sorry if y'all have seen the quickness of that, but this is all my stuff that's in my for this channel. But yeah, when I was crocheting in college, I was doing it for profit because somebody was like, "Oh, you should really like um you know sell this," and downhill spiral. I'll definitely make a video on um making your hobby, the pros and cons of making your hobby your job in a sense. Like, even though this isn't my job or anything, I'm just doing it for the kicks and giggles. But I don't know, like, especially with like the crocheting thing, yeah. Yeah, my wrists, they still hurt. But yeah, I recently made this because there's a YouTube video. Should I plug that in too? Damn it. Let me write that down on my whiteboard. YouTube vid pumpkin. But yeah, it was a notification I got, and I was like, you know what? I want to make one. Oh, right. But this is the first one I made, and this is the second one I made. I had made um the red and black one shorter, and yeah, it was fun actually. Um, and yes, I know it's way after Halloween, but and after November, but who's gonna stop me? Nobody. But what else? Because I have a list here on my whiteboard about what things that um I wanted to talk about. Oh, and of course watching anime. Now watching Kuma 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 Bear. And honestly, I might just have to stop watching it because I'm tired of it. It's just a miscommunication trope and like people being selfish, you know. I just can't handle it. It's just getting on my nerves. Actually, all of the characters at this point are getting on my nerves. I'm not liking any of them at this point. Um, it's cutesy, loopsy, most of the time. Some of the time, I guess. So I might continue to watch it as like something to be in the background rather than me fully like watching it and wasting my time. Anyways, I'm going to be getting back into watching the Power Rangers. Actually, I have been getting back into the Power Rangers because right now I'm watching Mystic Force. Go Power Rangers. Okay, anyways, I tried to watch Morphing well, the first one, whatever that one was, and it was just like I had a familiarity with it because I remember the visuals of it, but it's just like so bad, the acting, the quality of the footage. I'm just like, no, I couldn't. So the Power Ranger TV shows that I always rewatch is Mystic Force, Samurai, and Mega Mega Force, I think. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Yep. Those are the three, and that's what I'm probably gonna be watching. But yeah, I was watching that before this as well. Cause well, not Mega Force, but Mystic Force. Love me some Mystic Force. That's my favorite one. Stop playing games with me. Um, but stay tuned for my commentary on Power Rangers. Maybe, I don't know. But I think that's about it for today. Is there anything else that I want to talk about? Not me trying to make it an hour by squeezing something else out, but I think that's about it actually. I am still working on like Christmas gifts, so I have like 2 skulls to crochet. I've done the tea bags, but I'm gonna crochet 2 tea bags for myself because I like the color, the colors I had used for that one. I was like, I need some for myself in this color. So why not? Why not? I have to crochet. Well, this isn't a Christmas gift, but um, somebody my mom knows wants me to crochet them something again. The bunny, and so I'm gonna do that, and they're gonna pay me for it. So I'm slowly but surely doing that, doing a few rows every day because my wrist. Look at the flick of this. Look at the flick of this. Let me stop. Um, but yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, and I have to sew this glasses holder thing together. It's a little panda thing. But yeah, is that all I have to do? I think that's it. Yeah, yeah. But I'm glad I've started on this relatively earlier. Could I have gotten it done by now? Yes, but hear me out. Hear me out. I had to gain that motivation again. I had to. I had to. It's about drive. It's about power. We stay hungry. We stay power. Anyways, but I'm gonna stop ranting to y'all, even though this is a channel about me ranting. But whatever. I gotta do my own thing. What about no? Anyways, okay. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and if you really like to see me, hear from me, whatever you like my poetry that much, please check me out on Wattpad. And it's Poet Holiday with 2 L's again. I definitely didn't do my post for Substack. Roxy, I'm sorry. Please. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm gonna do that at this point. We'll see. Time will tell. I'll let y'all know when I do. Anyways, bye bye.